Hello everyone, it's me Clayton. I just finished watching episode 5 of Obi Wan Kenobi. Now, with the penultimate episode of the series, it's obvious that we'd have to have a few character deaths and some massive revelations, and this episode has both in spades. Now, as Kenobi and the rest of the rebels try to escape their base in order to get everyone to safety, it appears that Third Sister has not only been made Grand Inquisitor. It may seem a little odd for Vader to do that, but it's leading to something. And it turns out that Obi-Wan Kenobi finds out that she was one of the younglings from the opening of the series. This is a twist that I honestly saw coming, considering one of the younglings resembled Third Sister quite a bit, but I'm glad they actually did something with it. So it turns out the Third Sister isn't exactly working with Vader. She wants to find a way to eventually strike him down. So Obi-Wan says that he can work with her without the other stormtroopers knowing in order to help everyone get out and to give Third Sister what she wants. Unfortunately, this ruse also involves Tala getting shot down by stormtroopers, though she does have a cool heroic sacrifice moment involving a thermal detonator. And Kenobi manages to get everyone loaded onto a ship that Darth Vader doesn't destroy in order to get everyone to safety. But Vader did ultimately see Third Sister's betrayal coming, which leads to our big lightsaber battle. And even though Third Sister fights bravely, as you'd expect, it isn't enough. She's defeated, and turns out even the Grand Inquisitor that she struck down near the start of the series, he's not dead. Yeah, the Sith have a really bad habit of not double tapping their victims. I've seen this several times throughout the franchise, but it definitely bites Third Sister in the ass right here. Especially considering she's now wounded without her weapon and left for dead, as the Empire's closing in on the rebels as they're heading over to Tatooine. So, it definitely does feel like this episode has enough action, enough revelations, and enough cool moments to justify it being the second to last episode. Plus, we even get to see Hayden Christensen in some scenes in the past involving him having a duel with Obi-Wan Kenobi. And given Hayden Christensen's development in the prequels, I can see a scene like that happening. Honestly, I would have rather seen that scene going on in the prequels rather than the trade disputes for Phantom Menace or for Attack of the Clones. Yeah, if that scene was in Attack of the Clones or Revenge of the Sith and they cut out some of the boring talky bits, I think one of those movies might have actually gotten more recognition. Considering that people sometimes forget the prequels were heavily criticized at the time for being soulless and boring. But that definitely was the case with Attack of the Clones, and if they had foreshadowing for Vader's development in that sense, in a scene like with a duel with Obi-Wan Kenobi in a friendly duel sense on Coruscant, that actually would have helped out the film significantly when it came to its writing bits. So I'm glad Disney is doing what it can to essentially tie that stuff from the prequels into this series. Granted, this episode isn't perfect. I do think that Third Sister could have been written and handled a little better when it comes to before this point. And I do think that ultimately some people's criticisms of her acting as well as her writing are justified. But I don't think the series is terrible. I just would have done something different with it. But we'll see how it ends next week. See you next time.